Hello all. Welcome to Shikara Academy. This is Raini Simon, and today on the birth anniversary of Rabindranath Tagore, we will be giving a tribute to him, and we will be discussing what Tagore means for India, not only in history but in present times also, what his contribution actually means for India. So Tagore, who was born in 7th May 1861, is a gem for India. He was born in Calcutta, 7 May 1861. So in 7 May 1861, something happened which changed the scenario of India. We got a teacher, we got a leader, we got a poet, we got a novelist and painter. So he was called Gurudev, Kabi Guru, Vishwa Kavi. So he was also called Gurudev, Kavi Guru, and Vishwa Kavi. So stay tuned with me. We will be discussing more interesting facts for our respected Rabindranath Tagore. So he is regarded as the outstanding creative artist of modern India, hailed by W.B. Yeast. Yeah, by W.B. Yeast, he was said as the artist of modern India. Yes, and Rabindranath Tagore was a Bengali poet. He was also a novelist. If we all know that he has written a lot of novels, and he is a renowned painter too. He was an exceptional literary figure and a renowned polymath who significantly reshaped the region's literature and music. So, India's literature and music, my dear students, gets a huge contribution from Tagore. Yes, we have got an era of enlightenment under his guidance. He was an exceptional literary figure, and also he was a good friend of Mahatma Gandhi, and he said to have been given him the title of Mahatma. So Mahatma title, if we talk about, was given to Gandhi by him only. Yes, he has given this title to Gandhi. He has always stressed that unity in diversity. So unity in diversity was something he used to preach. Whether people are coming from different castes, different religion, different color, they all need to be united. And this feeling was most ultimate for him, unity. And he had spoken at the World Parliament for Religions in the year World Parliament for Religion in year 1929 and 1937. So he was so popular at that time, not only in India but also throughout the whole world, that his music, that his conscience, that his literary skills were so high that he, at that time in 1929 1937, he has given his presence and has spoken at the World Parliament for Religion. So you can see what a high valued person he was. So going to the details, if we talk about, Tagore was known as Gurudev and was born on, as we have already discussed, in Kolkata, and he was into a culturally rich family of Brahmo Samaj. We have read about Brahmo Samaj in history, right? We have read about what Brahmo Samaj has done for the contribution of the people, what Brahmo Samaj has done for the upliftment of the people at that time during the British rule, can never be forgotten. Okay, so this Tagore was a poet, artist, philosopher, reformer, visionary of his times. He was a multi talented person with a lot of talent in him. And do you know that his Indian identity and global perception was so high that he was India's cultural renaissance? Yes, we got enlightenment under him. Enlightenment of culture, art, literature. So India got the enlightenment under Tagore for these kind of purposes. And do you know that he has composed over almost 2000 songs? 2000 songs. And his music are called Rabindra Sangeet. Rabindra Sangeet is the thing which we call to his music. So right from literature, music, art, education, politics and philosophy, he was a beacon for Indian modernity. Tagore's legacy continues to inspire timeless wisdom, spiritual depth, and universal human values across generation and border. It's not only one generation who got the benefit. It's year on year, it's generation on generation who is getting shocked, who is getting awe by the literary skills, by the songs he has written, the art and the culture which he has promoted. And do you know about Ekla Chalore? Yes, these were some of his poetries and songs. His notable work includes Gitanjali. Okay, and he's also remembered for his song. Have you seen the movie? In the movie also, Amitabh Bachchan has sung this song in his own voice. But this song is none other than written by Rabindranath Tagore, Ekla Chalore. Yes. So in poetry, if we talk about, Tagore began writing at a very young age. So being a very young age of only something 13 to 15 years, he started writing and then he got so famous that his book Gitanjali got the Nobel Prize in 1931. In 1931, at a very tender age, he got the Nobel Prize in Literature and he was the first Asian to get it. He was the first Asian to get such kind of reward. So this was his charm. This was his aura of that time. His poems express love, devotion, nature and spirituality. His poems were not attached to something called violence. Okay. He was always a love and peaceful author. His songs, his literature were always devoted around love, devotion and nature. Yes, he was always there. And do you know that he not only gave the national anthem for two countries, that is India and Bangladesh, but also inspired Ceylonese students of his to pen and compose the national anthem of Sri Lanka. Yes, he has also inspired students from Sri Lanka to compose their national anthem. So, already given for India, Bangladesh, but also inspired Sri Lanka. Did you know that? He inspired his Ceylonese students and to pen and compose the national anthem of Sri Lanka. This was his widespread influence. His influence was not constrained only to India, but went to Bangladesh, went to Sri Lanka, and also worldwide. So this was his contribution altogether. So his famous collections, if we talk about, are Gitanjali, Sonartari, Manasi and Balaka. So these are his famous contribution which you also need to mark, because if we talk about UPSC preparation, such kind of book's name will be given in a crisscross era. They will be asking you why, what happened, Why? What happened? Who has given this quote? You, who has written this book? Then you have to mention the name of Tagore for Geetanjali, Sonartari, Manasi, and Balaka. Okay? These are the facts to be remembered. Now, do you know he was such a famous personality? Few of the quotes I want to tell to all of you. You can't cross the sea merely by standing and staring at the sea. Yes, you can't cross the sea by merely standing at the shore. If you want to cross the sea, you have to cross it. You don't have to stand and stare the sea. Oh my God, how will I cross the sea? So this is a kind of motivation from Tagore which we have got, that if we want to do something, do it. Don't worry much. Okay? Don't worry much. If you want to do something, do it. Another quote, if we talk about, don't limit the child to your own learning, for he was born in another time. Yes, my dear friends, don't limit the child to your own learning. So children are like clay. Okay, children are like clay, and clay can be shaped in different directions. If you try to conserve a child, if you try to conserve a child and say that whatever we know, you should be knowing only that, then how the child will explore? Maybe one day he can be more knowledgeable than you, more famous personality, more talented than you. So never, don't limit the child into your own learning. He was born in another time. Okay, enough of quotes. Let's get back to some of the important facts which can come into your UPSC preparations. Let's see. Tagore created Rabindra Sangeet, a unique musical style of over 200 songs. We have already discussed that. Almost 2000 songs collections, that is Rabindra Sangeet. His songs cover all emotions from devotion to patriotism. He wrote India's national anthem, that is Jana Gana Mana. Everybody knows that, and we respect Rabindranath Tagore for giving us. And also Bangladesh's Amar Sonar Bengal. You can see here, this is a picture showing the Bangladesh national citizens celebrating their national anthem, their liberation day, by Amar Sonar Bangla, which is their national anthem. Again, the contribution of Tagore, none other than Tagore. He also started painting in his 60s. His art was modern and abstract and got global praises. So he was someone who was diversified in his knowledge too. He was someone who used to cater, who used to understand the worldwide scenario. His conscience was not only limited to India. So he was such a great personality who used to get applause from global praises, also from global platforms, also by showcasing his art. Now let's talk about another quote from Tagore. Facts are many, but the truth is one. Yes. Facts are many, but the truth is one. Do you know this? What does this mean? It means that whosoever want to speak the lies, there can be thousands of lies. But my dear students, there will be only one truth. Okay? Facts are many, but the truth is one. Truth is one. So he always encouraged people to go in the path of truth. And thus comes his learning with freedom, his education, what he promised and encouraged. So Tagore was unhappy with the British style of education. So he started Shanti Niketan in 1901, A school where students learn through nature, arts, and discussions. And it was not a very boredom kind of studious environment. It was something, this is the image of Shanti Niketan. This is the image of Shanti Niketan, where you will see that our great Tagore has given his experience to the students with the help of nature, with the help of arts and discussion. They used to get learning over here in Shanti Niketan. Then he no wrote learning or strict examination. Yes, during his time, he wanted to have something in which people can learn from experience. People can learn from experience. So this was something which he started, and people started learning from nature, from experience, from art, from discussions. Now, Vishwa Bharati University in 1921 he started. Okay, in 1921 he started the Vishwa Bharati University for both Indian and world culture, not only restricted to only Indian culture, mind you, because he was not someone only getting knowledge or conscience from India, but he was inspired by the whole world. And motto was, where the world meets in a single nest. Yes, with Vishwa Bharati University was something where the whole world meet like a single nest. So this was the university in which he has allowed several people from around the world and learned their things, also taught them Indian things. So it was always a cultural exchange, okay? It was always a cultural exchange happening at his universities. So he promoted freedom in education and international learning, ideas that match today's NEP. Yes, today's National Education Policy of 2020 also aligns with some of the ideas of Tagore, which is a tribute for him. Now let's talk about one of his another quote. Okay. The quote is, if I can't make it through one door, I'll go through another door, or I will make a door. Something terrific will come no matter how dark the present. See how dark your present is. You can try different doors, students. You can try different doors. Yes. And if you don't get a door, you make one. You make one door. This is what Tagore wanted to say. This is what he want. This is the image where he is preaching his students in Shanti Niketan. And there only he says to his students, he says to his pupils that if I can't make it through one door, I'll go through another door. And if I don't get that also, I will make my own door. Something terrible will come no matter how dark the present is. So he was ready for all the situation, and he used to teach this to his students as well. His students were also focusing in this kind of uplift scenario in Shanti Niketan, where he used to teach them personally. Now, political views. What were the political views of Tagore? Let's discuss. Tagore supported Swadeshi because in Swadeshi, what happened? We were boycotting the clothes, we were boycotting the foreign goods. Okay, we were creating our own. Same like Make in India. Now we have Make in India, right? Similarly, Swadeshi was something at that time we wanted something Make in India. The clothes which we will be wearing, we will not be wearing the foreign brands. We will be wearing our own made in India clothes. So this was Swadeshi. He supported but disliked extreme nationalism. So my dear students, Tagore was something, he was never too much into nationalism. Because as you know from his experience, he was a world person. He thought the world to his home. The world is his home. The world will teach him all the experiences. Okay, his experience never limited to India. Never limited to India, but his experiences were always throughout the world. He was someone at that time who was so much globalized. Yes. And he believed in universal humanism, not only to your country, not only faithful to your own country, but to the whole humankind. He believed in humankind, not on boundaries which we create. Now, the boundaries which we create here and there and say that this is my country, this is your country, not that kind of scenario. So, he wrote Nationalism in India in 1917, warning against Western style nationalism. So, Western style nationalism was something which was very protectionism type. My country, I will be catering to only the needs of my country. My love will be only there for my country, fellow people. But he was against this concept. Okay? He gave up British knighthood in 1919. This is a very, very, very important thing. And you should remember that he has neglected, he has given back the knighthood to British back in 1919 against the British or Jallianwala Bagh massacre. We all know what happened in Jallianwala. This is your Jallianwala. And Dekho Apna Desh initiative by Ministry of Tourism at the present time, we have seen that how this place which was once in history which was so painful for all of us, the massacre is now something where tourists are going and visiting it. Okay, tourists are going and visiting it, and under the Ministry of Tourism they have started this Dekho Apna Desh, and in that they have started making tourists come and visit Jallianwala Bagh, turning point in the freedom struggle of India. This is something, yes, this is a turning point because this has ignited a lot of fire in a lot of Indians, and then Indians actually united together and started fighting against the British. And what is the relation between Tagore and Gandhi? So he admired Gandhi but disagreed on the methods like non-cooperation movement and use of charkha spinning wheel because he thought that it is little violent. Although Gandhi on the other side was also a person who never liked violence. Gandhi was totally non-violent person, but still some of its measures like non-cooperation movement, charkha spinning was something which was not that much encouraged by Rabindranath Tagore. Now, philosophy on world, on spirit, let's discuss. Tagore believed in the oneness of all human. Yes, he was not in the favor of one country love, but he was in the love of humanity. Love of humanity. Love of humanity taught him that whether people are from any caste, any race, any color, any gender, they are humans, and that unites us. His famous quote, patriotism cannot be our final spiritual shelter. My refuge is humanity. Yes, his refuge is humanity because his conscience at that time of 1919 when he rejected his knighthood, he is a person who is not at all self-centered. He loves his country, but his conscience is wider. At that time only, his conscience was so wider that he started looking the world as his family. This was the great thing we have got from him. Nature and God were deeply connected in his poems, and he supported ethical living, spiritual growth, and respect for all faiths. Originally, he was a secular person at its height. So, during his, if we talk about his quote, then his quote says that patriotism cannot be our final spiritual shelter. My refuge is humanity. I will not buy glass for the price of diamond, and I will never allow patriotism to triumph over humanity as long as I live. So he is a person who is bold enough to declare all these things right in front of the people, right in front of the Britishers and the world at that time, before even we were having freedom. So he used to say that I'm not going to buy glasses at the price of diamond, because at that time the foreign brands, and even now if we talk about the foreign brands, are making us buy glasses, making us buy clothes at the cost of diamond. Yes, everybody knows that. But he will never do that, he said that, and neither his patriotism is going to triumph over humanity. Humanity should be over everything. Humanity should be over everything. This is his prime agenda. Now, in conclusion, we will be seeing some of his work and we will be discussing how peaceful, how talented, and conscientiousful our Tagore was. And we have got this gem, which is very difficult to get. Tagore was much more than a poet. He was bridge between India and the world. India and world. He was acting as a bridge. Why he was acting as a bridge? Because whatever knowledge he used to take from the world, he used to distribute it to India. He used to explain it to India. Okay? And he was a person of wisdom, empathy, and imagination. Now, what he has written, where the mind is without fear and the head is held high. This is his work, which we will be discussing now. We will be seeing some of its precious words in Tagore words itself. This prayer reminds us of the world Tagore demands for, which is free, just, and full of light. He wanted a world which is free for everyone. And it is just. Justice is something which he wanted for everyone. And it is full of light. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high. Where knowledge is free. Where the world has not been broken up into fragmentation by narrow domestic walls. Where words come out from the depth of truth. Where tireless striving stretches its arm towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost the way into dearly dearest and the dead habits, where the mind is led forward by thee into even widening thoughts and action, into the heavens of freedom, my Father, let my country awake. So he was very worried about our country at that time, and he was like, let the people should have conscience. They should not be violent. They should not be violent. They should not be killing people to get freedom. They should always be in favor of truth. They should not divide on the lines of religion. And this was the whole message he wanted to give. I hope we have discussed a lot about Tagore. Still, we cannot be confining because he has done a lot. In just 20 or 30 minutes, we cannot be telling whatever he has done. We can take a whole day in discussing that. I hope this topic is clear. For UPSC point of view, you can make notes out of it and you will be keeping this. Even in essays, you can have these kind of connotations. For ethic answers you can be quoting Tagore again and again. So these are the relevance of Tagore. Please like the video and subscribe to our channel, Shikara Academy. Till then, stay tuned with us.